Today I am going to cover few things which is very important whenever anyone planning for a project and in which blockchain technology, whether we should use that blockchain technology or not. So this type of confusion if have. So firstly, I will talk about the some areas in which blockchain technology can be used, and nowadays it becomes very you can say fancy technology and everyone got some attention on that. So these are some possible areas in which we can use blockchain technology. Most important area we have financial sector related to financial services like in trade, in mortgage, kind of know your customer, that is KYC, a taxation policy, cross currency payments. So these are some basic financial services where blockchain technology can be used. In public sector, we have asset registration, citizen identity, just like we have Aadhaar in India and so many other approaches in different countries. Electronic health record, that is medical record, medicine supply chain. Supply chain itself is an area in which this blockchain technology can be used. In retail sector, supply chain information sharing, supplier between supplier and retailer and some other stakeholders as well. Insurance sector, that is a claim for claim processing, risk prudence, asset usage history, claim file, etc. And supply chain logistics like supply chain finance, maintenance tracking. So these are some possible areas, sectors in which we can use blockchain technology. Now, what are the good properties of blockchain use case? We know that any technology we can't use in each and every environment and in each and every scenario. So we have to see that what are the some basic thing we have in our project, and then only this blockchain technology will be most appropriate for. So if any business problem we need to solve, that we have to see that whether this technology is most efficient for solving that problem or not. And we have to check and identifiable business network, that is what are the participants, the assets and the transactions. In blockchain technology, we have to see that if we do not have a kind of trusted environment, then definitely the blockchain technology is the most appropriate one. So if we need a kind of trust, then this technology provide a certain kind of consensus mechanism. We know that in blockchain technology, all the transactions we store in immutable fashion. We can prove that a kind of finality we can ensure. So these are a few things which is basically we have to see before taking decision that whether we should use this blockchain technology or not. So although all these things we have to check, but practically it's not very easy to find out whether it is a good blockchain use case or not. So firstly, we should work on the first use case, and then we start with a small work, and then when we become succeeded, then we can grow our work. So first use case, finding the first use case is even more difficult to identify. So it will have a limited scope, but it still solves a real business problem. Find out the minimum viable product in a few weeks of effort. And then a smaller business network. usually without requiring any regulatory authority and any type of concern. Yeah. And then allows for scaling with more participants and the scenario. Few things here we have. I have taken all these contents from NPTEL, so I will give credit to them. So most of the content are from there. So these are the questions we should ask before finalization of the actual use case. That what is the basic business problem or challenge that the first project will address? A kind of scope you should see. What is the current way of solving the business problem so that you can compare and then you find out the scope for blockchain technology. Assuming the business problem is large, what specific aspect of business problem will be addressed? Next, who are the business network participants? What are the participants and what will be the role of that participant? So it is very important, particularly in the blockchain use case. Who are the specific people within the organization and what are their jobs? Then let's concentrate on the participant. We have to see who are the participant, how many types of participant, will they be peer nodes or not, whether we need a kind of web or mobile app, how will they access and interact with the blockchain, are any gateway or kind of exchange data provider needed, do you need to integrate the external sources, who will operate the blockchain, who will govern or regulate this blockchain, what is the value or incentive for each participant when they will join this network. So these are some basic questions which will help you to understand the participants. Now, identities of the participant. We know that we have two type of approach in the blockchain, that is a public and private one. In public, we don't need any kind of identity, and in private one, we need certain kind of identity. So we have to find out the certain identity credentials for verification in the private blockchain, and in the public blockchain, we can rely on certain sources. A third, we have a kind of pseudonymization kind of thing where identifiable information we can remove in this a transparent environment provided by the blockchain application. So that kind of thing we can also use. Next, understanding the assets and the transaction. What assets are involved and what is the key information associated with the asset? What are the transactions involved, between whom this transaction will be, and what assets are associated with the transaction? So these are related with the assets and transaction. Whether we, what type of data we have for the query, for the roles, whether we need a kind of actions like add, delete, change, or transfer. We know that in the blockchain, the nature of transactions storage is immutable. Then you have to see whether this data we want to change or not. And if we want to that, then we have to separate, you have to store. And the immutable data you can store on the blockchain. So do you need to control access to these functions based on the participant type? So these are the type of things we have to see. The last one we have another one, that is the what are the main steps in current workflow and how are they executed by the participants in the business network? What is the expected benefit of applying blockchain technology? Because we know that for commitment of any transaction on the blockchain, a certain cost are involved. So we have to check all those things, certain kind of cost benefit analysis we have to do. What legacy systems are involved, what degree of integration with the legacy system is needed. So these are few things, certain questions I suggested for you. And these are some questions which will help you to find out the good blockchain use case to work. So enough for today. In the next video lecture, I will talk about some fields, some area in which blockchain technology is in use already, and we can walk further. So enough for today. Thank you.